For predictions and betcrafts, another very beautiful week that we have, on ground. Another beautiful Monday morning, and once again, we come up with football predictions that you know we normally do on this very channel, right? That's what we do. All right, we always look at football matches going on across the globe, and we'll select a few of these games that are going on, and we'll bring it, forward. Also looking at the stats that they had at the same times, using those stats, we'll always come up with the verdict for each of these matches, as we'll do on a daily basis, and what exactly we're going to do. All right, in a short while. All right, yesterday we didn't have the best of days, right, and we actually were unable to win as much as we are supposed to, and but we rather put that behind us, and look forward to doing very well today. Right. So today's games are quite well looked into, and we'll be looking at it in a short while. But I want to ask you the first that are coming across our video for the first time. If you yet to subscribe, please do subscribe, as well as also join our VIP membership for this very channel. VIP special, that's what we'll call it. You can always find the link that will lead you to VIP special in the description of this very video, as well as anywhere you see join channel around this very video. That will always take you to our VIP special group. Right, don't do that so that you don't miss out. All right, and without further ado, we head to the business of today, and we have quite exciting games that are going on. And it starts with the game that we have in the Turkish Super League, where we have Kasımpaşa will be facing Trabzonspor. All right, and when we look at the stats for these two sides, because we usually judge with the stats, we see that in recent games for Kasımpaşa, it is 2 draws and 4 losses out of the last 6 games that they had so far. And Trabzonspor, on the other hand, have won 3 games and 2 draws, also losing 1 match out of the last 6 recent encounters. When you take a look at the performances from home and away basis, you can say that Kasımpaşa haven't been faring very well from home, but they've been able to achieve 2 victories. They had also 4 draws, but have lost 4 matches out of the last 10 home matches that they have so far. And the way side, Trabzonspor, on the other hand, have won 4 games. They also have 3 draws from away, and they've had 3 losses as well. These are, pretty much even team. All right, when you look at how these two teams fared on head-to-head basis, you can see that on head-to-head, the last time they met, there was a 1-0 draw that happened in May of this very year. And prior to that, we saw a 2-2 draw between these two sides. That was in December of last year. So the last 4 meetings between the two sides produced both sides scoring, and we are going to stick with that. We're going to expect to see goals from both sides of both clubs. So we do expect a goal in this very one, because that has been the trend for the past 4 meetings between the two sides. So we expect to see both sides scoring in this very one. That's all valid. Goal, BTS. That's what we expect. All right, and we head to the next for today. It is in the Spanish La Liga, where we have Elche and newcomers, coming up against Real Betis. All right, for Elche, out of the last 6 games that they had so far, they've been able to achieve 3 victories, and they've also lost 3 matches out of the last 6 games. And Real Betis, on the other hand, had 3 draws as well as 3 losses out of the last 6 matches that they had so far. Okay, when you take a look at how these two teams performed from home and away perspective, as usual, when you look at Elche in the last 10 home matches, it is 7 victories that they've had out of the last 10 home games, although they were playing in the second division at the time, and we saw them having 1 draw as well as 2 losses. Okay, but away side, on the other hand, Real Betis have done very well from away. They've also had 5 victories and 4 draws out of the last 10 away games, and they've also lost 1 that was against Atletico Madrid in the penultimate game of the season. All right, when you look at how the two teams fared on head-to-head basis, the last time they met was 2 years ago, and it was Real Betis who won on that very occasion from away by 3 goals to 2 against Elche, and we also saw Betis doing the same prior to that very well. So it has always been Betis who dominated, against this very side. But we are going with the away side to, either win or draw here, and we are not going to expect a lot of goals. So we expect to see away side winning or drawing, and on that 4.5. That's all valid for that very one. And we head to the next for today. It is in Copa Italia in Italy, where we have Torino who will be coming up against Modena. All right, when you start looking at the stats for these two sides, Torino have only had a draw and 5 losses out of the last 6 games. And Modena also having been faring well. They also had 1 draw, 1 win, and 4 losses out of the last 6 recent matches that they had so far. And when you look at how the two teams have fared, from home and away perspective, you could see that Torino, the last 10 home match they had, have seen a winning 4 games and drawing 4 out of the last 10 home matches. They've also lost 2 matches out of those. And Modena, on the other hand, playing from away, have only managed to achieve 3 victories from away, 2 draws, as well as 5 losses in the last 10 away matches. The last away game they had was against Carrariza, and they lost out on that very occasion by 2-1. Okay, and when you look at how the two teams fared, the last time they met was actually 2 years ago, and it was Torino who won against Modena in a club-friendly game, and it was a 2-0, 2-1 victory on that very occasion. And prior to that, Torino also met them and won, against this very side by 2-0. So we do expect a win for the Torino side, who have actually been looking for win, desperately. We do expect to see Torino FC winning against a Modena side who is actually in the lower league of the Italian football. So we do expect home side winning outrightly in this very one. Home win, that's what verdicts, okay? And the next thing we have for you today is in Romania League One, where we have Ajax will be up against Hotel. All right, for Agile, as out of the last 6 matches that they had so far, we've actually seen them winning 3 games and losing 3 matches out of the last 6 recent encounters for the home side Agis. And Hotel, on the other hand, have won just 1 game. They've also drawn 3, but have lost 2 matches out of the last 6 games that they had in recent times. And looking at how these two teams have performed from home and away basis, we could see that the home side Agis, have actually done pretty well. We could see in recent games they've actually been able to achieve 6 victories and 2 draws out of the last 10 home matches. They've also lost 2 matches out of the last 10 home games. And the Wayside Hotel, on the other hand, have actually been able to achieve 5 victories and a draw. They also lost 4 matches out of the last 10 away games that they had so far. On head-to-head basis, the last time both teams met, it was Hotel who actually won against Ajax by 2-0 on that very occasion. But here we know that the recent games for Ajax have actually seen them scoring some good goals. We could say the last home match they had against Zizgreda, so them winning against Zizgreda by 3-1. And we will be going with the goals to occur here, and we're going to expect a minimum of 2 goals appearing in this very encounter. It is on over 1.5. That's what we're fighting for that very one. Okay, and that concludes it for us today on Betcraft. We wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes great. Also remember to play responsibly, as this is a football game. Sometimes it may not be exactly as it is. All right, that being said, also note that the other games that we have for you today will be on a VIP special. We'll be putting out games that we believe to have that higher probability of coming up correctly. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll definitely be back. But until that time, keep winning.